Hello everyone. First of all, let me thank the entire team of Ramanujan College for inviting me to for a wonderful program like faculty development program, and it's really an honor for me to be here. Today my topic is diet and nutrition, the modern perspective and the naturopathic perspective. The preservation of health is a duty. Very few seem to be conscious of such a thing as physical morality. And the first step towards health is to understand food, nutrition, and its relation with our bodies. What is food? The term food refers to anything which nourishes the body. It would obviously include solids, semi-solid, liquid, and which can be consumed and which help to sustain the body and keep it healthy. Food can act both as a health giver and a health destroyer. Yeah. To understand this, let's take the word an, which is a Sanskrit word, and it is derived from the root ad, and this means to eat. To eat, either to be eaten by someone or to eat someone. Okay, let me explain further. When we eat the wholesome plant-based natural food, the food is first ingested, then digested, and all the nutrients are absorbed, and the nutrients are then taken by the blood to each and every cell for the nutrition supply. Thus, the food becomes part of our body. But what happens when the food is unnatural and which is unhealthy for us, the junk, the more refined, the processed, the body is not able to digest it, and this undigested food, and when this proper elimination is not done of such kind of food, that remains, and also the toxic chemicals which we take in the form of medicine, they remain inside our bodies for decades, and these toxic matter, they start hampering the functioning of the body. The organs then start deteriorating and losing their ability, and they fall sick. So this is how the food eats our body, that is, it makes it sicker and sicker. So we need to be careful regarding food. Now, talking about food, let me talk about the functions of food. The three main important functions of food are the physiological functions, the psychological functions, and the social function. The first function, the physiological function, is the body energy giving, the body building, protective, and regulatory functions. These all fall under the category of physiological functions of food. Now, the food has certain chemicals which enable to carry out such functions in the bodies. So, these essential functions of the body which are carried out by these special chemical elements are called nutrients. And when we eat food which are rich in such nutrients, then we become healthy, and when the food is depleted of such nutrients, then we more are prone to sicknesses. So, talking about the physiological functions, energy giving, all our life we need energy for various activities, for walking, talking, sleeping, working in our household, working in office, all the activities require energy. And some activities we are not even aware of, like the beating of the heart, the contraction of relaxation of the lungs, and the peristaltic movement of the intestine, but they do need energy as well, and this energy is provided by the food category of carbohydrates and fats, and they, for this very reason, they are called the body fuels of our body. So these energy giving foods are responsible for carrying out such activities in our bodies. Another physiological function which is very important is the growth and repair of the organism. What do we mean when we say growth? Our bodies are made of trillions and billions of small structural functional units which are called the cells, and these cells grow in size. This is the growth process, and their number also increases, and also they worn out and they need to be replaced by another cells. So, this is the reparative mechanism, and the growth and the repair mechanism is carried out by the food component protein. Yes, the exponential increase in height, weight from infancy to adulthood is possible because of the process of growth, and which is aided by the nutrient proteins. Now, let us talk about another physiological function, which are the protective and the regulatory function of the food. The protective function means the control by these food elements, the elements which are responsible for fighting infections in our body. So, these elements make sure the bodily functions which fight infections are working properly, and the major physiological function performed by food are the protective and regulatory functions also. Protective refers to the role in preventing infection by ensuring proper functioning of the body system responsible for fighting infections. Even if a person falls sick or has some type of illness, with the right kind of food and the nutrients, the body can recuperate faster. A person who is eating a poor diet would take much longer time to heal, and also he is more prone to the frequent illnesses. The regulatory function means the food is also responsible in controlling various processes like the beating of our heart, the contraction of the muscles, and the control of body temperature. The temperature our body is maintained at 98.4 degree Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius. The food like the vitamins and the minerals, essential nutrients, and also proteins along with water are required for maintaining this body temperature, and also the other physiological functions, regulatory functions by these vital nutrients. So, these are the important functions, the physiological functions. Now, let us talk about the psychological functions. Psychological functions, we all are emotional beings and we have a requirement for love and attention, and here also the food plays a very important role. Like when the mother cooks a favorite dish of her child and the child gets the attention and love, their bond is strengthened. And similarly, when somebody does well and he or she is rewarded by the parents or the teacher by some sweets or like ice creams. So, this kind of foods, different foods have different associations with our different emotions. Like for example, the khichdi or the porridge or the dalia is often given to a sick person. So, the very pleasant feelings are not associated with such kind of food. So, we have a strong connection, emotional connection with food in such ways, and here food plays a very important role. Now, another physiological function is the social function. Food and eating has significant social meaning. When we share food with someone, it is a sign of acceptance by that person and friendship towards them. all the joyful occasions of our lives, like the birth, like the marriages, they are all celebrated with hosting the feastings and presenting the delicacies to our loved ones. And look at the wonderful festivals in our culture, like the Diwali, Holi, Pongal and Eid and Christmas, all the beautiful festivals. They won't be so much fun without the food and different kinds of presentation of foods which are special to those occasions. So food is thus an integral part, and not only our social lives but our religious lives. Many kinds of special foods are distributed in temples, gurdwaras as prasad. So we have a deep connection with food socially and in our religious life, that is plays a very integral part. So these are the various functions of food. Now let me talk about nutrition. Nutrition is a scientific discipline with food as the major focus of interest. The science of food, the nutrients and other substances therein, their action, interaction, the balance in relationship in health to health and disease, and the processes by which the organism ingests, digests, absorbs, transports and utilizes nutrients and disposes their end products, it comes under the study of nutrition. We can say the food at work inside our bodies is nutrition. I came across a very beautiful definition while I was reading a book by Tim Colin Campbell, The China Study. And it's a very simple and sweet definition of nutrition. Nutrition is biological expression of food that promotes health, and malnutrition is just the opposite of it. Diet and nutrition modern perspective. 1/3 of what we eat goes to nourish our bodies, and 2/3 of what we eat goes to nourish the doctor. Yeah, that's true, because in the name of modernization, we are blindly aping the West, forgetting our rich ancient culture. Species specific food is missing. Have you seen a lion eating grass? Have you seen a cow eating non-veg? But we humans, we go on gorging on whatever comes our way. And not only that, natural wholesome foods are treated, are heavily cooked and treated with lots of spices, and they literally lose their vital nutrients. Plato has rightly said, the livings are ruled by the dead. All the 84 lakh species according to scriptures and 7 lakh species according to science, they eat food in their natural state, which is raw, and they remain healthy throughout their life. But we humans are prone to sicknesses time and again, and we have accepted sickness as part of our lives. The young impressionable minds of teenagers today are bombarded with ads of junk food, and we are surrounded by the fast food chains and the home deliveries. They make it possible, all this garbage very easy to get to our homes. And you know what, these junk foods, these packaged foods which are delivered to our home steps are calorie dense and they are nutritionally deficient, and they not only make us fat, they deplete us of our vitality, and they shorten our and degrade our lives. Eating out has become a fashionable statement, and the very definition of food has changed. The simple homemade, simple diet or meal which we lovingly used to eat together with the family has given way to the packaged, processed and ready to eat, easily delivered at home food, junk food and goodies which are laden with additives, which are laden with preservatives, and they play havoc with our health. These preservatives, additives, they not only affect our physical health but also mental health. You know, eating has become a source of suffering today. People's mind are anxious all the time and stressed, and they, before putting the morsel in their mouth, they wonder, do carbohydrates really make us fat? What is the best plan for me? Should we buy food labeled as organic to avoid pesticide exposure? Is our state of health is predetermined by the genes we inherit at birth? And what should be the vitamins and minerals we should be consuming? Should we be concerned about the total health, the total the fat intake, or the trans fat, or the saturated fatty acids? And the list goes on and on. But with all the information, like today all the magazines have articles on diet and nutritional tips, the TV and the radio programs, they have chats regarding the dietary issues and advices, and internet we can access anytime for any kind of information regarding the diet and nutrition. With all these information bombardment over us, are we still confident today that what we should be doing to make ourselves healthy? I think the answer is no, and we are all the more confused as what are we supposed to do, because the marketing giants of multinational companies, those who want to sell these junk foods, they are continuously giving ads and making us believe that those kinds of foods are really good for us, and believing that we are continuously gorging on such kind of foods. The health conditions of young males and females is deteriorating day by day. Young girls are suffering from menstrual disorders, hormonal issues like the PCODs, PCOS. Young men do not look so young today. They are overstressed, and to get away from the daily stresses, they resort to drugs, alcohol to calm their senses, and which takes a toll on their health and coping mechanism. And all this is due to the toxic food environment which we are living in today. So, what is the answer to this solution? Because the environment, the food environment we are living in is this is due to the out of balance relationship, our relationship with food. And Hippocrates rightly said, one who does not know food, how can he know about disease? Our ignorance, lack of responsibility and commitment to our health had led us to a modern medicalized society where we believe that there is a pill for every ill, and pills have started replacing food. There are all kinds of pills. Pills to control BP, pills to control blood sugar, pills to control cholesterol, and even for sleep and feeling good. Can you believe that? Then there are other set of pills which are popularly called as supplements, nutritional supplement. Modern men has started consuming medicine as food, and the truth is that the humans of the present day are many times sicker than the human of any era. Today, number of heart patients, number of people suffering from diabetes and people suffering from blood pressure is on the rise. Every household has somebody, some patient suffering from one ailment or the other, either their obesity, about 1/3 of us are going to die of heart disease, and while other 20% will die due to cancer. And all these diseases come under lifestyle diseases, and as a result of faulty lifestyle, faulty dietary habits, and not because of deficiency of any drug. Just think why we humans are prone to such illnesses. All the animal kingdom, the birds, they live in a very healthy, disease free, they lead a very healthy and disease free life in the lap of nature. Why we humans only wear glasses? Have you seen any horse or dog or cow wearing glasses? So what does this mean? Our eyes are weaker than those animals? And why we are frequently falling ill? Because the animals, they are instinctively following the rules of nature. They are aligned to nature, and thus they lead a very healthy life. But whereas we, the humans, we don't believe that being healthy is simple and natural, and by taking charge of our lives, following the simple rules of nature, we can be living a very healthy and disease free life. But we have made the healthy life so complicated, so we need to return back to nature. Yes, the only solution lies in returning back to nature and understanding and knowing the very basic laws of nature, and not only knowing them and understanding them, but implementing them in our day-to-day lives. Now, third part, naturopathy aspect. Diet and nutrition, the naturopathic perspective. Naturopathy or nature cure is as old as nature itself. Every life form is endowed with self-repairing, self-improving and self-healing mechanism, and total reliance on this creative intelligence is called nature cure. Nature cure has word cure in it. This word is derived from the Greek word cura, which means care, that is nature's care for health. The fundamental principle of naturopathy is that the root cause of all the illnesses is the accumulation of morbid matter, and the expulsion of this morbid matter results in the clean hygienic body and removes all the illnesses from our system. We, the humans, are made up of the physical body and the vitality, the energy, the Jivani Shakti or Pran Urja that we call, which runs our body. And this vitality, it flows in our system and gives movement to the ions in the electrons, and this converts into energy which is utilized for all the metabolic functions important for the survival of our being. Now this vitality, mind you, this is not, we are not endowed with the unlimited supply of this vitality. We have we are born with a fixed quotient of vitality at birth. So the key to optimum health is conservation of this vitality. Health is conservation of this vitality. So what we need to do to remain healthy and to be achieve our optimum and most natural state of health is to eat whatever the food which are in the most natural form, so that when we digest those foods, like for example the fruits, natural fruits, vegetables and all the food items which are derived from nature, as we consume in the form in which the nature gives us, and we consume in that form, that is the most kind of effective food for our system, because our bodies are made by nature, and the food also made by nature, they fit in like a lock and key. Nature has all the nutrients in it which our body requires. Every natural food, whatever we take in, has a signaling system. When it enters, when we chew apple for example, the multitude of secretions happen in our body. The saliva secretes, and the juices of the apple, the chemicals of the apple, then they react with the chemicals of our body, and it's a huge bonanza of activity, biochemical activities take place, and it is a very mysterious process how out of so many nutrients the body takes up whatever requirement of the body is there, and the rest is stored either in the form of glycogen or is excreted out of the system. This is only when the foods are taken in their most natural form, because when the foods are in their natural form, they have a natural signaling system by which they know when they enter the body, and our body also knows how the two together interact and derive whatever is good for our system. But imagine if you are posting a letter to a friend and somehow you have not written the complete address. So, will it reach the correct destination? No. Similarly, when we are taking the raw foods and vegetables and when we are cooking them, what happens? All the enzymes, the live enzyme which provide the uh, system with the property of digestion, assimilation, these properties are provided by the enzymes present inside the food, the natural food, and the signaling system does it work in coordination with the chemicals of our body. But once we cook them, we preserve them, we process them, we add so many additives, preservatives to improve the shelf life, what happens then? Then the enzymes are dead. That means the live food becomes dead, and the signaling system in the entire process is diminished. Now the food enters the body, it is a dead food. It does not know where to go. And the very good example I can give of this is like when you consume a apple, the body gets its nourishment, the body knows how much of the nutrient is to be taken, how much is to be stored, where and when the requirement is there, it reaches there. Whereas when we take a bar of chocolate, it does not have any signaling system. It immediately goes into inside the blood, and immediately like an uninvited guest, it raises the blood sugar level. Such refined, and similarly when we take refined foods, refined sugars, immediately the blood sugar level rises without any warning, and pre-preparation of the body is given. So, these are the foods, refined foods which have a high glycemic index, and they are all the refined, all the factory made, all the packaged foods. So, we need to understand that our body is not made of such kind of foods, and most of all in digesting such foods our vitality is also depleted, and when the vitality is depleted, so essential functions for which the vitality is required, then it will not be supplied there, and we will be prone to many illnesses. So, acute illnesses, when we say in the normal course of life, our vitality, this vital force or the prana shakti, it engages the 4 eliminative organs to eliminate the toxins out of our system. It is 24/7 engaged in doing so. So, our through the these colon, the stool is excreted, the kidneys excrete urine, and the morbid matter is secreted through the lungs, through the expiration, and the skin, which is the largest excretory organs, the toxic matter is excreted in the form of sweat. So, in this way nature itself is always trying to keep us healthy. But what happens is, due to our wrong lifestyle, due to our wrong eating habits, not eating on time, not eating the right kind of food, eating more of the refined, processed food, packaged food, factory made food, and also when we are not eating on the right time, when there is imbalance of work and rest, and so many lifestyle habits are not aligned with nature, what happens is the rate of elimination is less than the rate of accumulation of toxic matter. Now see the miraculous divinity which is inside the vital force. It raises the body's temperature to burn all the toxins or to burn the viruses or whatever pathogens has entered. So, mind you, we need to understand all the acute illnesses, whether it is cough, cold, headaches, diarrhea, vomiting, fever, these are nature's method or the processes of detoxifying itself, cleansing itself of all the toxins and making it clearer and healthier. So, what is our duty here? What we should be doing? In our ignorance, when such illnesses strike, we take medication. Now, what we did, we hamper the process of the cleansing process of nature, and that cleansing is stopped and the toxins are suppressed, and by taking medicine the symptoms are cured and we think we are cured of the illness. Over a period of time, when we continuously keep on taking the medication, the acute illnesses give way to chronic illnesses because the toxic matter keeps on accumulating and it weakens our body's vitality to throw off toxins, and this way the vicious circle of illnesses goes on. Now, what is our duty during the time of such acute illnesses? So, here we recommend that during the acute illnesses one should stop eating. Yes, what is the sure short way to cure of acute illnesses whether it is fever, whether it is loose motion, whether it is vomiting, we should stop eating solid foods and simply switch to the liquid diet. Yes, for 3 to 4 days we should only take liquid diets. Like for example, the first day we should switch on to 3-4 glasses of coconut water, 3-4 glasses of citrus fruit juice, whether it is the pineapple, orange or sweet lime juice, whatever citrus fruit juice we can have, or we can have a simple lemon juice water. So, this way we should on the very onset of the illness we should start with this, switch over to this. Now, the second day also we should drink 2-3 glasses of the citrus fruit juices, 2-3 glasses of the coconut water or the lime water, and in the night we can have the cucumber or the tomatoes. That is all, and we need to rest. This is the second day protocol, and on the third day of the illness, 1 or 2 glasses of the citrus fruit juice, 1 or 2 glasses of the coconut water. By lunch we can have the cucumber and the tomato salad, and by night we will be feeling so better that we can have the normal home cooked food. So see, by modifying our diet plan, we aided nature, we helped nature, we helped in the process of nature. The nature was, the vitality was trying to heal ourselves by detoxifying our system of all the toxins. So this way, when we eat, we do not eat, the vitality uh, which would have gone into digesting our food, so that was conserved, and that went into healing, and then within 3 days we get well. And this is the way in all kinds, mind you, right from cancer to diabetes, BP, any kind of illness can be cured by simple dietary modifications. If one follows dietetic rectitude, one does not need any medication, and if one does not follow dietetic rectitude, no amount of medication can do any good for him. Yes, when we follow the correct dietary pattern, we can reverse various lifestyle diseases.